Yeah. No, it is.
Grandma, will you marry me?
Smart gotten the boot at that point.
Smart butt.
Well, it hasn't changed much. So is it 61 our teacher or 611 our teacher?
36.
18.
And the porch, that's the porch that you
Proposed. On the right side.
Interesting.
And there was always a light on the other side that was, this house was built since then. And the street light would always shine on the house.
Well, we should get you out and get a picture of you in front of it.
Yeah, fun.
Come on. Are you kidding me?
It was a site of a garbage dump. And that's why the houses are settling. You can see how the house is crooked there. And the back in the kitchen, there was a space that far that came into being because of the settling of the house. And when Grandpa Evil wanted to sell the house, that's one of the things I did was get up and fix the ceiling so he could sell the house. But when you look at it, you can see how much angle there is. Hey dear, come on up here.
People are going to wonder what the heck are these people doing?
Well,
No, I don't either. That wasn't there, but this was fancy. Remember this? Remember this lid here? Right there, huh? Would you marry me again? And there was a big street light over there that kept interfering with us.
interfering with you. What is that supposed to mean?
Put that in. Yeah, make
It wasn't Grandpa Evil that was interfering with you. It was the light.
No, he never really threatened me. Sidewalk. She had a dog. His name was Queenie, the one that ate all the cookies. And to give the dog exercise, we didn't need it, but the dog did. Bobbie'd stay over here, and I'd go way down there, and we'd keep calling the dog back and forth, and Queenie would run up and back the sidewalk. And behind here was all open fields. It was open fields behind here.
And back over there where those houses are facing this way,
Yeah.
that was a golf course back there. We used to go through the fence and we would go sledding in the golf course on the hills.
And then there was a little store on the other side of here on Western Avenue called Bessie's. And that's where they would go get canned goods and stuff because Grandpa Louie, having his own butcher shop, he wanted to patronize this little tiny store. And when Jewel and those guys came in, he hated them because he loved the little stores, and the big, those big stores run all the little stores out of business. But there was many good times this on that front porch.
Hey, let's go to high school. Yeah. Whoa.
TMI. So what's this place?
It's Lane Technical High School. When you would graduate from here, when I was here, there's a sign up there. When I was here, that's my guys.
Catherine, get your butt back here. Oh, you go.
Okay, they're saying go.
38 people in it.
How many students?
638 in my class and 4,000 were total.
Now that's new. The total.
When we would, when you graduated from this school, you had the equivalent of a 2-year college degree. I didn't expect to do that.
As a matter of fact, there are more girls than there are boys. By 53%, 47%, just a little bit above.
Yeah, well, this is it. This is the main hall area.
All the office.
Wow, look at this. This is beautiful in here.
We have some lungs coming back.
When I
'That was your locker?
Yep.
And to restore this was, it took Barry Bauman, who was the conservator, a lot of time to figure out what solvent to use.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was not only the paint on top, but then what was under that, and not destroy any of the images on there.
I sat on that stage many a time.
Do you know
And
what's in the foyer?
And stood on it many a time.
Do you know what's in the foyer?
No.
Come on, you gotta see this. And our drama. And can you imagine 75 years ago coming to a performance here, coming off of Addison Street, and seeing this with all of this detail in a Chicago Public High School?
It's like going into the symphony hall.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And one other story, and I know you need to get on your way, but I can't not tell you this. The woman who was the mural project person, who was a faculty member here, who was the impetus behind getting all of the murals restored, was called one time by one of the engineers because we put in our alarm system. And the engineer was here when the people who were putting this in come through here, and they were going to put that right here. And so we called it. Yeah. But
That's the way it is.
But you had the support of the faculty
Oh,
here.
it's like family.
And, yeah,
And
unbelievable.
then with me, you know, I had a horrible time because when I was 16, my 21-year-old brother drowned.
Yeah,
And
that
that
was
was,
tough.
my roommate was my brother Tom, who was retarded.
Yeah,
Once they realized what I was doing,
yeah, it's tough. But they give you the help that you need, and the faculty continue to do that now with our students. 60% of our students are on free or reduced lunches. 60%.
well, that's another story.
That's,
We just talked about that in our school board meeting, and one of the things they noted was when they had a big deal, and they said, we want a chamber music for lunch. And the coach said, we're gonna have chamber, we're taking a chamber group, we're gonna go. And we're like, yeah. He says, I know you don't have a lot. He says, everybody just bring your white shirts and a little black bow tie. And he says, that's fine. And he says, they're gonna feed you there.
oh,
Okay,
yes.
now you take high school kids at that time, who anything beyond a hamburger was gourmet. They served us wild duck and wild rice.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, but half of the kids were
They
looking
didn't
at it
know
like,
what to do.
what is this?
I know.
We've never had anything like this.
Yeah.
And I mean, the glittering, the chandeliers, and we played our music. I mean, we played the whole lunch hour and a little extra.
What a good experience, though, because it
Yeah.
shows you something else also.
Well, you got to see a different side of
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah.
And again, it drew you up.
Yeah,
It never put you down.
yeah,
You know, it's always like, you can be better.
yeah,
And so I'm glad to see this.
yeah. It really,
But they have closed a lot of the shops. Yeah, kitchen, dining room, living room, and the bedrooms were on that side over there.
This is new.
This was added.
This is the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put that back there. And they're probably like, okay.
Dining room, I could say,
Yeah.
yeah.
Living room is here. Look like the tuck pointed this. This is all new. Tuck pointed.
Look at they cut pointed the heck out of it.
And it's still slanting.
You really think you're up there? Up there with Dad?
No, Grandma's bedroom was on this side of the
Very
house.
hot in the summer, but it was fun to go up there and see different things and like old wicker furniture and different stuff the night that Grandpa and I were married, at the reception, one of the waitresses that helped out there, they bought the house and they told Mom and Dad that their offer, they put in an offer and everything was a go. So the following week, they moved and we came home from our honeymoon didn't knowing this, and they're moving. So that was quite a surprise.
And it wasn't short, but too long after that, that Mom and Dad decided. A year later, Mom and Dad sold the house we grew up in, and bought the house on Natoma. So both of them went west.
Your parents did it after Marilyn got married.
Yep, right after Marilyn got married. And in a short time after that, Uncle Joe decided that he was...
This was the last house in the block, and all this over here. Oh my gosh, look at those homes.
Look at that.
That was all
Golf course.
golf course.
Yeah. Those are the new houses that they're building in Chicago now. When I called on a church downtown Chicago, they had donated property, and he showed me the rendering where they were going to build all those kind of houses.
Holy Nelly's still here.
Isn't that something?
Oh, it's still here?
The bowling alley
Oh.
has survived all these years.
Looks like they renovated quite a bit, but
Yeah.
I'll bet you that little store isn't there anymore, dear.
Well, no. Why would it be?
Wonder what kind of building it is.
Just have lunch.
is it Chicago hot dog place across the street?
Yeah, let's go to Chicago hot dog place.
Where? Oh, there'll be one near here.
Honey, it's already new.
One that's cream color here. Now, oh, it's still there, honey. If you can see up on top of that roof there, you see that antenna that's up there?
yeah.
I put that up there when I was 16 years old.
Open the door, buddy.
These guys don't know what you're doing.
That's the house I grew up in. That's the house I grew up in.
Yeah?
When I was a little kid,
you
a
right
niño.
here?
Huh?
You went born in here?
Not quite. I'm a little further away. But here I grew up, a lot of years. You see the antenna on the roof? When I was 16, I put that up there. I climbed on the roof and put it there. It's still there. Nobody has the guts to go take it down.
Wow. Amazing. Where you live now?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. That basement is where my Uncle Phil died. He was banging on the ceiling for help, and he got wrapped up in a sheet. and choked him to
16
death.
years old? You
Me?
was when you put antenna over there?
Yeah, I was 16.
Wow.
So, you know how many years ago that is?
So you are like a...
55 years ago.
Wow.
It's still there. Nobody got the guts to go take it down. And I don't
Maybe
blame
they
them.
like it when they do the roof.
You know what we did with that? We had a CB antenna, ham radio.
Oh, they can radio? Okay.
Ham radio.
I see.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's something.
Right. Take care, guys.
Well, you gonna run out and stand in front so I can get your picture in front of
No, we don't need to do that.
Yes, you do.
it? Yeah, you
Come on,
do.
hurry.
We're here. Just put the hazards on and run out real quick.
Nobody's gonna come on this street. Look at this street. They
I'm
don't.
getting wet. Speed
Well, anyway,
up, Bob.
hurry
They
up.
never plow the street. Oh, that's interesting.
They're going down to work on it. Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna stand on one day. You go up
We're
there.
staying in the van. You go out and get your picture taken.
Okay, got the picture.
No, not yet.
When I went to Florida, at St. John and Ocala, Roger Walker was someone that Marlene said I should meet. He lived near here, and we used to both play in the same tree. I call it my bucking bronco, and he called it his wild stallion. That was so funny.
Okay, so now who is Uncle Phil?
Where's what, honey?
Where's the house you were born in?
Oh, we're gonna go that way.
All right.
So who is Uncle Phil?
You're
What was this about?
It's like a
Uncle Phil was like, I'm not sure, he might have been part of Uncle Eddie's family, who's the guy that married my Aunt Margaret, my mom's sister. Right.
Then he would take you and you'd watch
Well,
boxing.
he was very friendly to us. And then one of the things that was so funny is that what I used to do was he would be in the basement and I was too lazy to go through the doors. And he finally told me, you can't do that anymore. I would climb through the window in the shelter to go to visit him. I would climb through his kitchen window. And I had a good time with Uncle Phil. He was funny. He was a good guy. But so many of these new buildings in here. A world language school. How about that?
They're celebrating 100 years.
Oh, man. See this house?
Which one?
Right there.
That big one?
That whole thing has been redone. They added the big glass in the stairway.
Right.
That is the building that I was born in. But it is absolutely nothing like it was.
A lot of stuff here is like
All changed, and they made that building bigger. And
Looks like they added on the back.
Oh yeah. But that's the building I was born in. That's why I was so close. I figured, well, I could just tell you that.
Wait, you guys.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Chicago Red Hot joint.
Otherwise, just go to Chicago to Concordia. That way, maybe. I have no idea.
Yeah, that would probably be a better bet. Because I don't think we're going to see anything else on this end. But this is Jan School. And at that time, and even now, that's still a pretty big school. What they don't have here that they used to have was for this, that they also had for handicap. And they had one of those exit tubes that was up on the wall where you could go and sit in it and slide down.
Oh, yeah. And you could stand on there, and you could see the water, and when the buses would go over, it would go like this. And then there was a spot where they would have an opening. Oh my gosh, look it over there, it's all built up.
Look at this.
And they'd have an opening and a trapdoor. You could go down, that trapdoor would be open. Oh, I'd say, I'm so
Okay,
scared.
this is the church that Mom and I grew up in. We're married in, confirmed in. This is where my brother Don was buried from. And the school used to be right behind, but they have since torn the school down. But yeah, look at how they did the doors nice, honey.
So now you should go park so we can get a picture of you two at the doors.
That's where we got married.
You got people behind you.
I see them, honey. And did you see the cornerstone for the church over here? Get a close up of this.
All right. So what was it like when you got married here?
Beautiful day.
Yeah.
It was in the 70s, sunny. It was just a wonderful day.
Yep. And it was very breezy, and the doors were
Just
open.
careful you don't fall. Don't go backwards.
Yeah, it was very nice.
And when we
Nice
got
time.
married, Grandpa's thing was, instead of saying with this ring, he says with this thing I thee wed.
Yeah. And I cried.
And my dad said to me before I walked down the aisle, you have time to change your mind if you want. You don't have to go through with this.
And Dick,
And then Dick told him.
on the other end over there, where the room had a wait in a small area up there, he opens the door and says, okay, last change to escape. Obviously, we didn't escape.
Careful. I know.
Just like a mother.
I know.
Good heavens. Just like a mother.
If you get the cornerstone,
I will get the cornerstone as well. Just hang on. No, don't put your hood up. I'm just going to get a... I want to get a picture with you two here. We're backing up.
These are the stairs that
Yeah. These are the stairs? These ones. All right.
I was with Aunt Marlene, and we were coming this way to turn left on Kedzie here, and I was, kind of really excited about the wedding. I turned the wrong way where
turn on the wrong side over here.
traffic was coming towards me. And out of there pretty quick.
That's the only time she ever did that. She hasn't done it since.
Whereas you have your children back down on ramps.
Oh, check around in here. Good look.
Weekends at where...
When you came there, your grandma had the Maurice Mundell cookies.
Yep. She would always have a glass candy jar filled with just all sorts of little hard candy, or the little caramels that you'd wrap up, the royals. She'd get them from the store.
Yeah, going back.
Enter in to learn.
Yeah, there's school going
And
on.
back.
He's at North?
He was at Luther North. No, he's at Luther North.
Oh, we're going there.
Unless he retired. I don't think he would have retired. Does this look the same now? Really? It looks just like it did? Gee, you think they have an alumni office? Helping.
Our first year was on Wood Street. Second year, first and second I think we were with the Wood. Third year they were in an office building downtown, and they had to go up and down with freight elevators to get from room to room. That was Luther Institute. Luther Institute was Wood Street, and then it went to there, and then they built this, and she was, I believe, the first class, which would make it in 50.
Oh, okay.
There's some history. Bobbie's just saying her sister was the first.
Professor Mr. Tarnowski. I don't know if you know that name. He probably retired because he was very nice to girls. They got A's real easy.
Did they put a marker where the plane crashed?
That's in the
Actually, it was across the street.
Yeah.
Into the house across the street.
Yeah, a little Piper Cub crashed.
Crashed into the house right across
Yeah.
the street from us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. They're
Probably
excited.
trying to make our field would be our
Probably.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't quite get there.
No. Almost. Oh, look who's back.
They would go across, and the girls would be on that side, and the guys would be on this side for gym classes.
Oh, wow, okay. Well, now the gym classes are co-ed.
Really co-ed.
The classes are co-ed. We have,
Yeah, we don't even have that at Milwaukee Lutheran. She goes to Milwaukee Lutheran, and they still have boys' gym and girls' gym.
right. Well, your enrollment is probably a little bit higher at Milwaukee.
We're at
So in order to be
749.
effective, you have to have.
Right, right. We have one gym teacher, and so he has the co-ed class. Who's the principal of Milwaukee Lutheran?
Paul Barr.
Yes, okay.
I was an admissions counselor for Concordia University for a year, and I visited Milwaukee a few times and met with him. So this is where we have chapels as well as a lot of our students walk now too. Still, I know we had the centennial celebration.
Well, yep, it's a little different. Imagine you had the manual typewriters when you went through.
That was downstairs.
There are days when I could use one of those because they're complaining about using the keyboards on the computers. This is too hard. I'll go get you a manual typewriter and then we'll show you hard.
Yes, and then use that right out or else that.
Those are coming really hard to come by, even in the thrift stores.
Yeah, they are. So there's a couple of electric typewriters still.
First floor behind the cafeteria. Okay, we'll go down there when we make our trip down.
Yeah. It's been 50 years, you forget.
Were you in Luther Singers? Did they have Luther Singers
They had
then?
Luther Singers, yeah. That wasn't the acapella, but Harold Schroth.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
He
God
was-
of Youth, is that he wrote that, right?
Yes.
We still sing that.
He was really very good. We went on tour. At that time, I think we went to campus in Minnesota. Somewhere in Minnesota. We went there to sing, but
So she was around when they first wrote that song.
Well, thank you, Mr. Nosek. You're very welcome.
thank you.
Nice to meet you.
I think they're on the
It was a nice little break. Now I have to go fix a database.
And that was funny. She called me little and called me her beggars too. I know the days I've used them many times.
It's a good recruitment tool for us as a feeder.
Piano Blues embraces all modes of
And
jazz.
our singers on our band
Solitary player and
events throughout the community.
sophistication,
In
duality,
fact,
and the energy of
I just preached at Concordia University 2 weeks ago for their chapel service, and then our Luther Singers sang the choir for that service as well.
I don't know who's sitting up there.
Well, he's not bad.
Oh, that's Mr. Tarnowski.
And she was desperate, so she asked me.
You like that when he sings?
I don't know the others. There's some older people.
48 years.
Wow.
48 years.
I wonder if Marlene has ever seen that. She would have known some of the people.
He taught it.
Good friend shirts.
Yes, boy, am I going to have stories for you.
On airline.
We're,
Kester and Sander.
What airline?
no,
Oh, cute.
not at all.
That was the cruise ship.
Cruise ship.
Really bad, actually. Oh, so
I
that
know,
was,
that's what
here's
was
a
Bernard.
picture of Walker Drive in 1928.
Cunard.
But you never lived there.
No, I never did. Janie did.
But that's where you would come to see Grandma and Grandpa.
Right.
Not a big deal.
And if you want to just pull up here, the school is right on the other side.
But I never went to the school.
Oh. Yeah, this is where you were baptized.
Okay.
$3.49? I don't know. The yellow one? Yeah, it's the yellow one.
That one with
Right
the
there.
pipe on the side of it.
Yeah. That's the one where you grew up as a
Is there
little
anyone
kid.
behind you, Bill?
No, just pull into their parking lot spot.
That's the house.
I remember driving the car in the backyard. Yeah, Dad's They had a car. Drove in the back.
Oh yeah, we did. We drove that Chrysler that we gave to Mardello's and had it in the back.
Just stand on the sidewalk.
So this was your first house?
Yeah, it was the first house we ever bought. On our own. Say 15-3. Lived there 6.5 years. And when we moved, Timothy was very sad on the day we moved because we still didn't have an offer in a house and we were headed for Wisconsin.
And I had told him that God would hope that the house would sell before we moved.
Yeah.
And the last phone call we got on our house before they disconnected was that our house was sold. That was the
So
last call.
just as we're ready to leave, their phone rings and it's the last call that we could get because they're going to disconnect the phone and it says,
Pictures of them moving us.
says your house is sold. Tim said, we're not going to abandon our house, are we? We want to have somebody live here that can enjoy it like we can. This is what you would hear.
That's what we heard, especially when we didn't get air conditioning. You hear that all, between like 8
I don't think we have a picture of us in front of this house, to my knowledge.
Well, you get one now.
Yeah.
You don't have to stand there. I can just just stay here. Just right there. Go by your wife. Jeez.
I don't bite.